So today I have the pleasure of talking to Ben straight from his bed. That's dedication for you. Ben, please introduce yourself and your business to the community.
Thank you. So I'm BenKelly from BJK Entertainment Limited. Yes, you're right, from my bed, because I am actually disabled, and I will hopefully touch on a bit of that later.
That's great, Ben. Thank you very much. And Ben, just tell us a little bit more about what you do as form of entertainment.
So I'm BenKelly, like we were just saying, and my entertainment, I'm a DJ effectively, and so my business is BJK Entertainment Limited, and I started out in 2013 as a DJ. As time has gone on, events have asked me, do I know X, do I know Y, do I know Z? And I've just helped out pulling them together and fulfilling that hole that the customer wanted. So now I changed my business name because it was BJ. It was BK the DJ. I then turned into a company where I do all sorts of entertainment. But myself, I am a DJ within the company.
Amazing, Ben. And how long ago, when did you start your company?
Yeah, so I started my company as a sole trader in 2013. Then in 2017, I turned it into a limited company because, like I say, I'm disabled. I'm on benefits. I can't work a full-time job because of the hurdles that my disability bring up, and it was a better way to go limited to protect my income from my benefit.
Fantastic. And in that time, since you've started and you've taken your business to limited, what would you say one of your biggest learnings has been as a business owner?
One of my biggest learning points, I've got to be honest with you, and I really don't mean to upset any governing bodies, etc., but I had to learn myself through mistakes that I made, that a limited company was the better structure for me and my business. Being disabled and being on benefits, you're restricted to certain things. You can't just have a lump sum of money in your bank account unexplained, and you've got to then bring it down to why you've got that money in the account. I personally, one of my hurdles was I was actually brought in under oath to explain my situation of why I've got all my money in my account, in my personal account at the start of my business. And I'm like, no, this has to change. So I looked into it further and then changed my structure, and I've had no issues since.
And what a learning that is to share as well to others who are perhaps in a same or similar situation. In terms of your business, clearly you've come out the other side of COVID, that big C word. What might have been some of the challenges that you experienced in the past 2 to 3 years in your business during that time?
Funny you should ask that. So I'm in entertainment. Entertainment typically is face to face, in person. So I personally didn't want to shut down. I was like, there's no point in me shutting down. We can still do what we do. But when you've got every venue that you use shut down because of the policies that they've run, they're government funded, etc., you can't find a way around what you do. So I had to literally hit that pause button. How I got around that is I created a product called Party in a Box, and I literally put everything you need to party at home, uh, in a government approved social bubble. You know, we were doing social bubbles at the time. So I literally, family of five, typical family of five, everything that they need to party at home, so they could still have their celebrations. So, and my main driver for that was, I love kids parties, 38, and I love kids parties, right? I'm not gonna deprive a 5-year-old child of having their birthday party, and that was my main drive to do it, to serve little kids so they can have their party at home and still feel that bit of special. Where now we're moving back into the real world and back into venues. It was a stopgap for my business at the time.
Yeah, so that pivoting with new innovative ideas and bringing new products to market at that time, I think we saw a lot of innovation throughout COVID, but fantastic. I love that, Party in a Box. That's amazing. What would you say has been one of your biggest successes since starting up your business?
I have two, in a way. So one was my party boxes, which I've now renamed to party boxes, and they're just a product within my business because they were so successful. That is still a thing within my business. So to pivot throughout the past, I'm going to call it 3 years, was an absolute success, and that never happened in my life. I'm not that innovative in thinking. Then all of a sudden that happened. I'm like, wow, okay. And it was all kind of discussed in my community, and they were like, yes, go for it. So that's still a thing. But my biggest achievement, my biggest thing is my disability. When I started, I went to an all disabled college at the time, and with the entertainment officer on the student union, 200 students in a sports hall that couldn't get into town, and I put on entertainment for them. To cut a long story short, the principal wouldn't give me the money to get DJs in, so I just said, look, give me the money and I'll buy this and I'll be a DJ. That's what got me the bug to be where I am. But it was going back to my point of why I do what I do, it's because I'm a massive advocate for people with a disability. I have people without disabilities going, you're an inspiration. I don't feel like I'm an inspiration. I feel that I'm just doing what I do and I have a disability. But the point is I'm now thinking along the lines of, if I can do what I do and I can, if I can do what I do and it's inspiring adults without disabilities, what can it do for people that have disabilities?
Fantastic. Ben, I know when we spoke earlier, you were sort of, I'm in bed today, but that's an inspiration in itself, in that you're still here. And I think that just shows the adapted world that we are in today. So yeah, absolutely. I love that positive, that positivity from you. You're clearly very passionate about entertaining people and people coming together, people celebrating. Outside of that, how do you like to switch off from being an entertainer?
So first thing I've got to say, when you're an entertainer and a business owner that runs parties, you don't switch off. you never switch off, because you're always getting that inquiry at 11 o'clock. Oh, can you include this song to my playlist? And you get a sound clip, and they're in the middle of a nightclub holding their phone up. But when I get, or when I don't need to take those calls or those messages, family first. I'm a big believer in family first. So my sister and my brother have got 2 kids. My brother's got 3 kids and my sister's got 2 kids. It's all about them. It's all about my nieces and nephews, and my mom and dad. I go and see them as much as I can. And if I can't see them, they come to me. And because I do what I do with my parties, Uncle Ben always has sweets. The best way to get around kids is sweets.
Absolutely, I love that, and I love that you clearly are a spirit of the family coming together and having a good time. Finally, Ben, I would just like to ask you, what advice would you give to somebody just starting out in their own business?
Yeah, so the one thing that I got to say with that is just do it. I started in 2013 as a business, and I went after college. I was like, because I'm a disability, I was like, I can't do a 9 to 5 because of my nurses, my carers, this, that, and the other. So I threw myself into, you know what, I'm going to make a business around me. And people are like, oh, what about the tax? What about the insurance? What about this? What about that? They're all excuses. What happens if you give it a go and it works? If it works, it's worked. Never just say no. Just give it a go.
Ben, thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your journey and such positivity as well. That's really amazing. Thank you. And here's to your future success. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you very much.